I don't know if you agree with me at all, but I am just fed up with the issues that we see in the UK.
People are finding things are more expensive week after week in shops. Inflation has been quite bad.
Why is it every time you get a little bit of savings, something always goes wrong? It's as if life knows you've got a little bit too comfortable.
It's stressful, and to not even be able to enjoy the paycheck when you know it's coming.
I'm going to have to borrow money off my mum and dad because I need electric, I need food, it's coming up to Christmas.
Christmas in the UK is actually toxic.
Everything's become so unbelievably expensive and it's just kind of wrecked the whole nostalgia of it for me.
Most disturbing thing about the Christmas markets, I had a look, the prices of the pints are the same as the prices in town now.
£15 to go and see Father Christmas. What an absolute rip-off.
You saw the price before you bought it, you dingbat. Don't buy it, go somewhere else.
There are too many people. You are shuffling around in the cold. You are paying £12 or more for a hot chocolate.
You can't get into the shops, and when you do get into the shops, everything's bloody expensive anyway. You can't find what you want, and you end up just being crushed around with lots of people in sweaty tubes.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. Stop the chaos in the shops. Everyone will get what they want and more if we just relax.
Welcome back to Broken Britain, where we talk about the Britain people actually live in, not the cosy Christmas fantasy politicians love to pretend exists. Because today we're cutting straight through the tinsel. Christmas used to be magical. Now it feels like a yearly financial ambush. People are hating Christmas markets, not because they've changed as a tradition, but because they've turned into luxury festivals for the wealthy. £9 hot chocolate, £7 churros, £12 street food, £6 for a ride that lasts 40 seconds. And that's before you even think about gifts, bills, groceries, transport, or keeping your home warm. Families aren't choosing where to celebrate, they're choosing what to cut next. So hit subscribe, because today on Brit Rants, we're asking the real question. If this season is supposed to be festive, why does it feel like Britain is charging people just for trying to feel happy?
Why is it every time you get a little bit of savings, something always goes wrong? It's as if life knows you've got a little bit too comfortable. Whoever's watching over you is like, he's just tucked away 200 quid. Quick, break his boiler. I think I saw 70 quid in his wallet. Quick, send a seagull to go knock his phone out his hand. Make sure he's standing on concrete and all so that the screen smashes. To be fair, it ain't just when you got money. It's when you talk about the thing and all, innit? You jinx it. I was literally talking to someone in the gym this morning, right? Saying, yeah, I had a lovely weekend. I had a couple of beers. I got a little takeaway for the first time this year without having to check my bank. And then somehow we got onto the topic of boilers. I was like, yeah, ours keeps losing pressure, but I don't think there's a leak. I've checked one. I can't find one nowhere. And as soon as I get home, guess what's waiting for me? A fat leak and a plumber call-out charge that I'd already spent on a fucking Indian. That's what you get, innit, for feeling comfortable for one day. Oh, and I nearly forgot about this. I jumped on the bed last week and the whole frame fell apart. I should have known this was coming. That was a warm-up, wasn't it? So that's the boiler, the bed, a smashed phone. Oh, and all the railings fell down in the wardrobe. I just closed the door on that one, though. You know, whenever stuff like this happens, me and my wife, we react very differently. She's like, look, let's just get it sorted, whereas I go into financial director mode. I'm like, we need to monitor the cash flow. How much do we really need warmth? She's like, I'm cold. I'm like, yeah, but on a scale of 1 to cold, how cold are you? Can't feel my nose. Okay, well, how much do you need to feel your nose? Can you normally feel your nose? Turns out she'd quite like to feel her nose. Anyway, that's my little rant over. So stay skint, people, because if you don't, something will take it off you anyway. It's a laugh, isn't it?
Most disturbing thing about the Christmas markets, I had a look, the prices of the pints are the same as the prices in town now. That's right, the price of pints in town has caught up to Christmas prices. That is disturbing. And do you know what? £7 for Guinness all year round does not make me feel festive. How can the toilets and Wetherspoons be so far away, but a whole of Wetherspoons just smell like farts?
Right, do you reckon it's alright to put must have a cat on my dating profile? Because I don't know if I want a cat, so I thought if I date someone with one, I can check it out. But how many people are just going to make comments about my pussy?
I was on a date and she burped 5 times in 10 minutes. And do you know what that smelled like? Love. I think I love her.
What is cuffing season? Because I thought it literally means you get a pair of handcuffs and put them to a radiator, because I think that's the only way that you're keeping a man around, Deborah.
Gonna be honest with you, lads, that if I was a girl, there'd be nothing stopping me doing OnlyFans. I'd be getting them out for everyone. To be honest, I wish I could do it now. I mean, they're getting bigger every year. I think next year, genuinely, could start it.
One day, in the hopefully far, far distant future, I will die. I will shuffle off this mortal coil, and if everything I've thought about religion actually turns out to be wrong, then my eyes will open and I will be reanimated into an afterlife that I didn't think existed. And don't get me wrong, I've not been a saint, so I know exactly where I will end up. And what will happen is I will open my eyes, I will look around me at this eternal torment, and I will think, hey, this looks suspiciously like a Christmas market, because that is genuinely my idea of hell. There are too many people, you are shuffling around in the cold, you are paying £12 or more for a hot chocolate. It's just, I don't understand how they got so popular. I don't understand how everyone keeps doing them. I don't understand why we all keep lying to ourselves as a nation in convincing ourselves that they're fun. They're not fun. And especially in this climate, it's usually raining, it's usually awful weather. Some of them you have to pay to get in. I remember when Winter Wonderland was free, when you could just walk into Winter Wonderland. Now I read you have to pay to enter Winter Wonderland, and that is just the first time that you'll hear the cha-ching of your phone being taken from you, because every single place that you stop at, the prices are extortionate, and they do it because you're in a hostage situation. You've been there for ages, you're lost, you're disoriented, you've been out in the cold. Where else are you going to go, huh? You're going to give us £12 for a hot chocolate. I don't know, why do we do this to ourselves?
So why is it in the UK, and we're following in the footsteps of the US here, keep any of their money together when they get paid, they get the paycheck and they spend every single penny of it, or you're on the other spectrum and you hoard every single penny of it? You either go one of two ways. You save too much and don't enjoy yourself at all. That's not a healthy relationship. Or you spend every single penny you get. And these are all down to different factors. I think, especially in the UK, it's not cool to be good with your finances, you know. People don't look at the finances, people don't really care, to be honest, especially at, the age of 20, 21. People don't care, because that's not a problem right now. People can't focus on problems that are occurring right now. They'd rather say, oh, you know what, I'll worry about it later. But you've got a family that is waiting for you in the future. You've got your kids who are waiting for you in the future. You've got houses, debt, cars, weddings, everything to pay for in the future. So why not? It's going to be in your life regardless, money. You can't choose whether it's in your life or not. It's going to be in your life. So why not just get good at it now, so you don't have to worry about it later? Instead of trying to act cool and say, oh, I'm struggling, look at me, I'm struggling, I can barely afford my coffee on a Friday. Why are people doing that? I didn't want to get ran over while I was crossing the road recording a video, but yeah, it's just a case of, especially in the UK, we love the sympathy. We love to say, oh, I'm struggling this month, I'm barely going to make it, I can hardly afford my lunch. For some reason, that's cool. I mean, I don't know why this has become a thing. It's not talked about enough, that's certain. Money isn't talked about enough. So we need to get that sorted immediately. There's a lot of psychological things that are wrong with how we treat money and talk about money in the UK.
Nearly 28-year-old living in London, I stress about money every single day. And I know this isn't the cool thing to talk about on social media. In fact, it's actually the opposite. We flex on social media. It's the trips, it's the new bag, it's the haul, it's whatever. But I'm so sick of pretending like living in London, living as a young adult, isn't flipping expensive. And I'm someone, I didn't grow up, I'm not from money. I didn't grow up with money. I put myself through uni. I don't have handouts from my family. That's fine, it is what it is. But I think for me anyway, and how I feel towards it is, growing up without money, you know what that feels like. And I think going into adulthood, even if you're in a position now where you have a job, you're making your own money, whatever, there's always that stress because you know what it feels like, that you never want to go back there. And I think on the flip side as well, trying to figure out how to steward and manage money well. If you don't come from money, the chances are, in my case anyway, you don't have good role models when it comes to money. So it's like you're just teaching yourself along the way how to actually deal with that, invest it, like whatever it is. So I just want to A Monday morning feed cleanse for you. Like, I stress about it too. And if you are as well, you're not alone in that. Like, I think if people were more honest, we would hear that more often. And yeah, it's a wild one to navigate, but we will get there. We will get there. But I just want to share this for anyone who needs to hear it today.
I don't know if you agree with me at all, but I am just fed up with the issues that we see in the UK. In my opinion, I think the UK has been in decline for the best part of 2 decades. I've been lucky over my adult life to travel to quite a few countries now, Asia, Japan, China, a lot of Europe as well. And when you visit different countries, it almost highlights the issues we have in the UK even more. Don't get me wrong, I'm certainly not saying these countries are perfect. And there's obviously some level of rose-tinted glasses when you visit these countries. Infrastructure's a big one. The quality of our roads compared to a lot of countries just seems shocking nowadays. I actually think our mobile network infrastructure is shocking as well. I've been in quite remote areas, in Italy or France, and I've still got brilliant 5G signal. And yet in the UK, it seems congested in built-up areas or non-existent in rural areas. Our public services are crumbling. I would say a lot of these countries just seem cleaner as well. Housing, there's another issue. In our country now, about 30 to 40% of people's wages are spent on housing. Suppose I could go on, can I? But yeah, at the end of the day, I just don't see our political class getting on top of the issues we have in this country. And whilst I understand those countries have their own issues as well, I start to go, why, as one of the world's richest countries, do we have such a poorer standard of living than probably 20 years ago? There's another moan. Cost of living is so high now. I just can't see us getting better because successive governments haven't seemed to care. Anyways, rant over. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Or do you have your own points as well? And before you go, don't forget to like and follow for more finance and investing content.
Guys, I tell you what, there is one thing I hate about Christmas. Do you want to know what that is? Supermarkets or shops in general. Oh my god. It's like hell. It's too much. It's overstimulating. It's overwhelming. Everyone is everywhere. Barging their trolleys, snatching, pushing each other out the way. I'm like, where did the manners go? I know it's Christmas, but it's meant to be the most, wonderful time of the year. Everyone's meant to be giving and being lovely to each other. And here we are, fighting over vegetables and meats. Oh, God, it was too much. I only went in there for 2 bread rolls. Oh, my God, I literally went in, head down, in, out. You know what I mean? Sorry. It is really giving. Don't take unnecessary journeys! And you know what? I ain't. Not anymore. Because that... not until after Christmas anyways. That was too much. Oh my god, just get me home. I'll do an online shop. This man's just staring at me, just having a whole rant and rage about the supermarkets, which I think's hilarious. Oh my god, there's so many cars. I need to go home. Anyways. I'm getting overstemmed and I'm in my own car. What is happening? Let's just all take a breather. It's all going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. We're all going to have a great time. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Stop the chaos in the shops. Everyone will get what they want and more if we just relax. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. If we just take our time and stop barging our trolleys into everyone we see, that's all we gotta do. Everyone will get their meat and veg if we just relax. What? That ate. That fucking ate.
Why do people go out to shops in December? Are they just mad? I saw pictures yesterday from people in London. Now, London's always busy. I mean, I live here, it's always busy. But at Christmas time, you just don't go anywhere near it. And so I'm guessing it's mostly tourists thinking that, oh, it'll be lovely because the Christmas lights will be up, it will be really festive and feeling lovely. It's not. It's just absolutely rammed full of people. You can't get into the shops. And when you do get into the shops, everything's bloody expensive anyway. You can't find what you want. And you end up just being crushed around with lots of people in sweaty tubes, catching everybody's colds, and then coming home with half the stuff that you actually wanted for twice as much money. Don't do it. Buy your Christmas shopping. If you want to go to shops, buy them in November before all the people start invading the streets, or buy them online. And I know, oh no, we've got to look after our retail stores. And I agree, for some things like clothes, we need retail stores. But if you're buying somebody a gadget or something, just buy it online. Just buy it online. There is no point going into town with millions, I mean, literally millions of people in London, and it's just crammed in together. If you've seen the pictures from Oxford Circus yesterday, it just looks awful. And I know, because I lived there. I've lived in London for 20 years. We now live in the suburbs, but I lived in central London for 10 years. I know what it's like. It's awful. And none of the locals go anywhere near Oxford Circus in December. I just don't get it. And, take the kids to see the lights. The lights are the same every year. They're just white lights strung over the streets. I mean, you could get better lights at home. But maybe it's just because I'm feeling ill and grumpy. But yeah, don't go to the shops in December.
Okay, so I want the general vibe to be fun fair meets car boot sale meets garden centre. And when I say fun fair, what I actually mean is 1 or 2 extremely basic rides that somehow cost about 12 quid a go. And I want us to sell mulled wine in plastic cups for a tenner each. And people will drink this, even though it tastes like Lemsip gone slightly bad. As for food, I've got down hot dogs, giant pretzels, a big stand of classic pick and mix sweets that look nice but eerily have no taste and a different texture to what people expect. And let's make sure that no individual food item costs any less than £16. Now, we do expect hundreds of people to be visiting at any one time, so I was thinking we could have maybe 4 places to sit. Yeah, just 4 seats, that would be fine. Okay, now of course this is Britain, so it will be raining most of the time, so I'll make sure that we provide absolutely no cover from that at all. Okay, we want people to be damp, soggy, I want the steam rising off them, I want the general place to just smell like wet dog. I've put down here that I want stands selling little wooden decorations at 10 times the price you'd get them in normal shops. So hopefully I'm painting a bit of a picture here. Although there'll be absolutely loads of stuff, I want it to feel like there's nothing actually to do. I mean, for me, it's most important that we provide people with an experience so when they leave, their main thought is, was that it? We want them to feel like they're worse off, have nothing much to show for it, and they leave wondering why they do it every year. And they will do it every year. Which is a lot like Christmas.
Why is the hype always around the things that are the shittest? Everything just feels so fucking processed these days. Everything that's like mainstream is literally like, you can tell it's just gone through a fucking meat grinder, and all the soul of the person that's made it has been sucked out, and it's fucking the corporate, the mainstream bullshit that like trying to get the most revenue out of it has gone straight into it and just pushed it all through. And then you can see it everywhere. Like an artist or something, an artist is growing, it's got its niche music, it's nice, sick, you like it, right? And then it'll make a song that's a bit poppy, and it gets a little bit more attraction, right? And then they start making songs for the average person, and they just turn into the same fucking processed band. And it happens with like events as well. Like events will be sick when it's like low, a few people, a nice little quiet event because it's like they're trying, and it's more accustomed to like your likings. And then once it gets bigger and more popular, like I was looking at Winter Wonderland, yeah. I've never wanted to go anywhere. I think Christmas markets are shit. I think they're an absolute money-making scam. I hate them. They're awful. But Winter Wonderland, every year, it gets bigger and bigger, and it literally gets shitter and shitter. Like, it is, I don't know how anyone could want to go there. It looks like a living hell. Like, you look like packed full of sardines. You're paying extortionate prices just to walk around and, like, pretend to be flabbergasted at what? Some lit up stalls? I don't get it. I just don't get the hype.
Do you think the standard of living where you live is getting better or worse? In the UK, one of the main topics of conversation is the cost of living crisis. People are finding things are more expensive week after week in shops. Inflation has been quite bad. So life is becoming more and more difficult. And I know young people are finding it very difficult to get a start in life, to get onto the property ladder if that's what they wish to do. Rents are very, very high. So a lot of their income for young people is being spent on the basic necessities. I've just been watching a TV program about pensioners. I actually took early retirement, but I have a employer's pension, which is giving me a reasonable standard of living. But if you're living on state pension in the UK, it's not a great deal of money and it doesn't go very far, and people are having to make choices about what they can afford and not afford. There's a phrase that went round last winter: am I going to heat or eat? Am I going to heat my home or am I going to get food for that day? Because some people were finding it difficult. And the number of people using food banks, a charity where people are giving food, putting a little bit extra when they're doing their supermarket shop, put a little bit extra in their basket and handing it in to go to a food bank. The number of people using those food banks is increasing. And I've seen things from the United States saying things are getting particularly tough there, and the tariffs that President Trump has actually put onto lots of the goods coming into the country, that's increasing prices. So maybe it's happening there as well. I'd like to hear where you're from and whether you think the standard of living is beginning to fall, whether things are looking better for you. Around here in the UK, I'm noticing the sort of infrastructure, the roads are getting really, really bad. General things seem to be declining the whole time. It's beginning to turn a little bit, I think, but not a great deal. So comment and let me know where you're from and what your feelings are about the general sort of state of your country. Are the things are getting better or worse? As always, comment up here. I read every single comment because I find it absolutely fascinating. One of the things that I think is really great about TikTok is how we can talk to each other all across the world and hear different opinions. I'll speak to you soon. I'll be really interested this time to hear what you think.
Listen to this, right? Asda's are fully trying to scam you just because it's Christmas. Watch. Get 4 in here, yeah? For £2. They also do the shallow ones, but they don't have them in stock at the moment. Wait. Right, here we go. Now because they stuck a festive sticker on it, they want £1 for 1 and £2 for 2. They think we don't know their games, but I know their games.
£15 to go and see Father Christmas. What an absolute rip-off. Had to wait absolutely ages as well, and a completely and utterly rubbish toy. It really is a rip-off. I'm so glad I didn't take the kids.
You are not going to believe what I've just found from 1998, and this just goes to show how much we're getting ripped off in the UK alone. This is an empty quality street tin with 1.8 kilograms of chocolates in when it was obviously new. Look at the thickness of that. Compared to the tins of today, not even half of that, and they're £6 each. This was probably £5 or £6 back in 98, but look at the size of it. You'd at least get 2.5 tubs of today's quality streets in one that size from 1998. Just a prime example of paying more for less. I was in Asda the other day, and it were 4 fingers of fudge for £1.40. It used to be 5 for £1.20. So you're paying more for less. Council tax, you're paying more for less. It's an absolute rip-off. I was in the petrol station a couple of weeks back. Mars bars, £1.95. They were the size of the fun-size ones you used to get in the 80s. Do you remember them? What is going on? Back at Chris, it's a bag of air with about 6 chips in it. We're just getting absolutely ripped off. We're going to get to Christmas in about 20 years' time, and the quality streets tins are going to be like that, with about 8 chocolates in it. It'll be like £35. And some muppet out there will buy it. And then go on TikTok in 20 years' time, complaining about the feel ripped off. Can't believe it, look at the size on it. You knew the size on it before you bought it. If you see something you think it's a rip-off, don't buy it. I see these people in the airports doing videos and it's like, you can't believe how much I've just paid at Burger King. For 2 of us, €50 for a burger and chips. I'm like, you saw the price before you bought it, you dingbat. Don't buy it, go somewhere else. Unbelievable.
Do you have to have a little dog in a jumper to live in Ancoats, or is having a moustache and a mullet enough?
And with me to the Christmas markets, I will not do it. That place is like an assault course. Because, of course, I feel like I'm being assaulted whenever I'm in there. £7 for a bit of cheese. That is assault. Honestly, that cold this morning, my nipples could cut glass. Genuinely got them caught in the shower door. If I don't watch them, they'll wander off.
My wife's already got the Christmas tree up. 3 of them in the house, 1 of them in the bedroom. Don't mind that one, to be honest. It's quite nice finally having something at least that wants to flash me in bedroom, you know what I mean?
How many Pringles can you get in your mouth? 3? Go on, put 1 more in for me.
Dave, mate to mate, just want to know, is everything alright at home? Because it's 3rd day a week you've had mayonnaise and crisp sandwiches. And I'm not trying to point fingers, but that is a divorce sandwich. Am I feeling Christmassy yet? I mean, am I feeling like I'm paying too much for a bunch of crap? Yeah, I've been feeling Christmassy all year then, haven't I? Yeah.
Let's have a drink in Wetherspoons. No, it'll make you feel better about your hairline. Honestly, it's harder to find a hairline in there than the bathrooms.
Good morning. I'm just doing a quick video of why I think Christmas in the UK is actually toxic. There are so many pressures, inequalities, and harmful social norms that surface around this holiday. There's the financial pressure and debt. Christmas spending expectations are really high, with the gifts, food, travel, decorations, work parties, school events, and many families feel pressured to overspend to avoid disappointing children. And with this, can push people into debt, and they'll struggle with that long after December. There's the social comparison culture. The UK has a strong, perfect Christmas media narrative with Instagrammable dinners, piles of gifts, immaculate trees and winter getaways. And this can really intensify comparison and making other people feel inadequate or unsuccessful if their Christmas isn't picture perfect. There's the alcohol aspect. The UK already has a strong drinking culture, and this often intensifies around Christmas with the parties, the pubs, the family gatherings. And this can be really toxic for people who are recovering from alcoholism and addiction. Those feeling pressured to drink at work events, and families with alcohol-related conflict. The Baileys adverts always seem glitz and glamour, don't they? And sequins and ladies dancing. But that's not reality. There's family conflict and expectations. Christmas is marketed as a time of harmony, but for many households, family tensions can become more intense. Old resentments resurface, forced interactions creating stress and conflict. People in difficult families may feel trapped by expectation and guilt. There's the issue of loneliness. The UK already has a major loneliness issue, and Christmas often amplifies that. People who are single, estranged from family, the elderly, newly bereaved, may feel excluded while society celebrates togetherness. There's the pressure on parents, especially single parents. There's pressure to meet gift expectations and guilt if they can't make Christmas magical. There's constant school demands, costume days, charity events, parties. The emotional load can be enormous. You've got workplace stresses as well. December in the UK often means mandatory social events, year-end deadlines, rota battles over holiday leave, and some workers feeling unable to decline parties without seeming unfriendly. There's the issue of consumerism and waste. The UK produces huge amounts of waste during Christmas. Millions of tons of packaging, disposable decorations, unwanted gifts, environmental concerns leading to some people seeing as the holiday as performative consumption. We've got cultural and religious pressure I mean, not everyone celebrates Christmas, but the UK's default assumption is that everyone does. This can feel alienating for non-Christians, people who don't enjoy the holiday, or those who prefer to not participate. You've got seasonal affective disorder and mental health, with the short daylight hours, cold weather, financial stress and social pressures all combined to make December one of the hardest months for mental health. The mismatch between expected happiness and how people actually feel can be so emotionally damaging. I mean, I'm really aware of emotional hangovers since I've been in recovery. With a massive high will become a massive low, and it's just not natural to feel elated. You know, people have so much pressure to be happy, but it's not natural. You know, be okay with just being okay. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base with that and my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts.
Christmas trees for sale in the range. Look at the prices of these. 100 quid for that. Look, this one here, tiny little one, £90. That one's £200. They're not selling them, look. Too expensive. 50 quid, 150. That one's 200. Look at it. They're all in it because nobody's buying them. That's the reason they're all still here. Look at all this crap. Look. Nobody's interested in Christmas. Look. More crap. A tenner. Tenner for that. Look. All this shit. What do you think this is? Look. More crap. That's what they're doing. Nobody's buying it, see? Look. Again. 20 quid for that. Don't even look like Christmas. Look. Calendars, all this shit. Nobody's buying it. Look, there's loads of the stuff left. So if I was you, I wouldn't buy anything for Christmas, and don't bother buying a teddy bear. Alright? So enjoy your Christmas, but don't buy any of this crap.
I need to rant about something. So, I feel like this might be a hot take, but I hate the Christmas markets. I hate them. I live in the UK, obviously, and I hate them. Every single year they come around, they fill me with such dread and rage and like hatred. And it's not because of the Christmas markets. Like, don't get me wrong, I love wandering around the little stalls. I love the people that work at them. I appreciate them. I love their crafts. I love the lovely, delicious food they make. But what I hate is what it does to people. Because, like, please explain to me why people, the second they are confronted with a Christmas market, turn into like amoebas. Like, suddenly all thoughts, all manners, all spatial awareness just goes like that. Like, it took me about 40 minutes to do a walk that's normally like 15. This wasn't even like the busiest areas of town, purely because people are just like somewhere else. Like, I don't know what it is about Christmas markets and Christmas season in general, actually, particularly if you live in like a touristy place, which I do. It is a nightmare. Like, it's hell. And like, I don't understand personally. Maybe this is just me being ungrateful because I live in a city with a Christmas market, but also I don't go to the Christmas market that much for the reasons I'm stating. But I don't understand why you'd go to a city for a Christmas market, because most of the time they're just hell. No one knows where they're going. Everyone's lost. Everyone's angry for some reason. And I just don't understand it. So it's like, I don't hate the Christmas markets as a concept. They're lovely. But what the fuck do they do to people's brains?
I know I said I would review every food place at the Christmas market, but no, I am not going back there. I promise you, that place is hell on earth. It is so busy. We're all like we sardines in a tin. You're waiting ages. It's raining, and everyone's just like trying to enjoy themselves. But this here fantasy we have in our heads about the Christmas market, it sucks ass. It sucks ass, and I am not going back to put myself through that torture. I tried the burger place. It was good, and I tried the Dubai strawberry. So I'll put that up, but I swear I am not reviewing every place in that. No, I am done. I don't know what I wanted to do more. Ram my pram into the back of somebody's legs or cry. I'm telling you, that thing needs to be a ticketed event. It needs to be a ticketed event, because I would rather buy a ticket and enjoy myself for an hour and a half than live with that torture. That is literal torture.
I don't like the Belfast Christmas market, and I know that that's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like it's majorly gone downhill. The whole thing is just giving consumerism, like, what do you mean £10 to go on the freaking Helter Skelter? Everything's become so unbelievably expensive, and it's just kind of wrecked the whole nostalgia of it for me. But I want to know everyone else's thoughts, so let me know what you think.
So I'm just home from a day working another job on my day off of Panto. Stay safe out there, guys. The weather is crazy. And I feel so lucky that I have another job, another way of making money. But it feels so crazy that it's something that I feel like I have to do. That wages as a performer in the theatre are so low, considering the gig economy nature of what we do, that we're not working the entire year round, that I have to supplement it with other work, that I need to be working 7 days a week. And if you know me, you'll know that I am never one to moan about working. I love being busy. I adore the hustle of it all, but it does just feel so mad. We train for years to be on the stage, to do what we do at the level we do it. And for the equity minimum to be so low, just above what the new minimum wage is going to be, it just feels crazy to me. And I know there'll be people out there saying, but you get to do what you love. Yeah, but it's still a job. I still need to live. We still need to be able to pay our bills. And when we're not having the security of, I don't have a pension. I think I maybe got like £150 in my equity pension. I don't have job security. If you're sick for more than 2 days, you get docked. It's stressful. And to not even be able to enjoy the paycheck when you know it's coming is, yeah, just a really complex feeling. And I know so many other people got it so much worse than me, and actually I'm really lucky I can supplement my income with my writing, producing, all the kind of corporate work that I do as well. So I'm actually in a really fortunate position. I'm just exhausted and burnt out, and I think it's important to be honest about that.
I feel like if 2025, if you could see it, this is what it would look like. Oh my god! I've had such a stressful morning, like I cannot even tell you. So I had a really depressed morning. I was fed up, and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna have to borrow money off my mum and dad because I need electric, I need food. It's coming up to Christmas. I need some Wi-Fi on my phone because that's a different story. Anyway, so my mum comes over with some money to borrow, and she's cheers me up, and I think, do you know what? Okay, I can get on with my day now. So I went all the way down the town, which is like 10 minutes. I thought I'll put the electric on so I don't have to mess about when I get home, because I bet you the electric goes off and I won't be able to top it up because my internet will have gone off. So I get home and it says, you owe £1.26. So I thought, right, I'll just go and put a few quid on it at the garage, see if that'll knock it off. That's all I had in change. Anyway, they said, no, it's minimum £5. So I had to go all the way back downtown, which was another 10 minutes each way, this time without my umbrella, to use Sainsbury's Wi-Fi to top up the electric. So I'm like, this is taking absolute biscuits. I've spent like a whole hour. I now look like a drowned rat. I'm absolutely boiling. I need to go and change. I've got half a nails. This is disaster. This is what I look like today. I'm on my period. I've had enough. I'm emotional wreck as it is, and I just think this is just 2025. The only good thing is I went to Sainsbury's, and look how cute I got these from Sainsbury's, if you can even see right now. Look, and they're only £2 something. So I got them for someone for Christmas. I just thought they look a bit like Jellycat kind of things. Obviously they're not. So now I'm gonna go and dry my hair, put some pajamas on, cry in the corner again. I haven't even got makeup on today, and even if I did, this is what my skin would be looking like when I got back. So yeah, it's been a good Tuesday. Complete write-off again. This week's just been a write-off. Yesterday was stressful. I still haven't got my issues sorted out with Citizens Advice. So I seem to be getting nowhere fast, and I just think as a single mother, sometimes it's very, very stressful. It doesn't matter what you do, you never seem to be able to get on top. And I just wanted to share this, so if anyone's going through stress like I am, I sympathise, I'm with you, you're not alone. I'm gonna go get dry now. What an absolute disaster washout, and it's still raining out there, and it's dark and it's miserable, and I just need a coffee.
Let's speak honestly. Christmas in Britain has quietly turned into a financial nightmare for millions of people. Everywhere you look, the festive lights are shining. But behind them, families are counting every pound, cutting every plan, and constantly feeling guilty for not being able to provide the Christmas they used to. Christmas markets, once a warm community tradition, have turned into overpriced pop-up cash machines, where the experience is less about joy and more about draining wallets. Parents are taking their kids there only to leave early because they can't justify spending £40 on snacks and a ride. Young people walk around taking pictures, then buy nothing because everything is out of reach. Even workers at the markets say foot traffic is up, but sales are down because people just don't have the money. And behind the festive decorations, the real Britain is hurting. Food banks report increased demand during Christmas. Mental health charities say the financial pressure of the season adds a new layer of stress on top of the existing cost of living crisis. People are working overtime, not to enjoy Christmas, but just to survive it. And through all this, the elite push the same old message: spend, celebrate, support the economy. But how can people celebrate when they can barely get through December? Christmas shouldn't feel like a test you fail because you couldn't afford gifts, dinners, or overpriced market stalls. It shouldn't create guilt, shame, or worry. It shouldn't make families feel poor for wanting a little joy. Yet here we are, in a country where the holidays highlight inequality more than any other time of year. The crisis didn't stop for December. It didn't pause for Christmas lights. It didn't soften because people need a break. Families are still struggling. Workers are still drowning. And the season that used to bring people together now reminds them of how hard things have become. Britain is breaking, but the people shouldn't have to. If this video spoke to your reality, hit that subscribe button. Here on Brit Rants, we expose the truth they want you to ignore.